start. Actually, it's TYLOO that looks to be on the CT side. So the names at the top are wrong way round, ladies and gentlemen. And it is ViCi that start on T with a great response. Orman and Advent picking up the kills.
Yeah, they get two back, starting to make a bit of a move on as you do have Advent getting cleaned up, but these two players on the site, the T's trying to clear the CTs out of this crates area. Summer just trying to hold on for long enough. Attacker's going to join up with him. Just such an awkward dance around this bomb site here. They just keep fighting and caking more and more shots, Jordan.
Orman's got to hit a quick couple of taps right now. He's being collapsed upon. 4 bullets left in the USP. Surely unwinnable. Well, it is now. He's only got 1 left. Attacker gets the head, and ViCi go 1-0 up. I lie. It's actually TYLOO that go 1-0 up. I'm still getting confused by the scoreboard, but that should be fixed in a second. Big start, though, for TYLOO. CT side, Vertigo. You want to get your money rolling, of course, and you definitely, more importantly, want to stop the momentum of this T side on Vertigo, because we've seen both TYLOO and ViCi do have a really good T side on this map.
I think the T side is the undeniably stronger side for ViCi. We saw it earlier against Invictus. It was the battle of the T sides. So in a way, you know, it's about whoever gets more value out of that CT side for themselves. And already TYLOO's done some good work just getting that pistol, securing control of the economy. Very confident stuff from somebody moving up with this FAMAS. You're starting to see it. I was going to say a bit of a spray down, but they 1-for-1 straight onto Danking. Now somebody position is known. Oh, he's down to that USP, and he does get cleaned up by Orman. This is great damage for ViCi Gaming. Not TYLOO on the T side.
Not TYLOO on the T side. ViCi Gaming on the T side. Oh, now TYLOO's on both sides. That's
Advent on TYLOO. It's finally happened. Oh, they picked him up. Advent to TYLOO. New Reddit thread.
Someone screenshot that.
Ruined. Joke ruined.
It was funny for a second. Look, anyway, Orman and Advent, they're not out of this round just yet. They definitely do want to try and get a little bit more damage done. 2 kills, 2 guns taken away is nice, but if they can get 1 more, that's what it sort of puts it over the edge of being a good round for TYLOO to being actually quite a poor one in the context of the economy.
Absolutely. Even just 1 more pick would definitely make it a bit difficult for TYLOO. They'd definitely be on struggle street in terms of that economy. Advent walking up, a leisurely stroll up the stairs towards the B site, waiting around in that smoke. He's got his own smoke to be able to drop there. Bit of an off angle here from Summer.
Been spotted now by Advent. Cops a couple of bullets to his shoulder there, but the smoke does go down, and Advent's going to try and get the bomb plant here. Summer, knife. Doesn't quite get punished for it. I'm actually surprised Advent doesn't get that kill. There's the pre-fire as he hears Advent charging forward, and TYLOO do grab the 2-0 without losing too much more in that round.
Yeah.
This is going to be the big one. ViCi definitely want to get rolling pretty quickly on the T side. I think, you know, the way that they do win this series from here on out is that they have to be leading from the front. I don't see them coming from behind against TYLOO here on Vertigo. So T-side's going to have to be good for them. And that's another key point, right? You might be able to see them coming from behind on Vertigo if they started on CT, you know? Then there's not as much onus on them in the first half to have a good one. But you probably need to get to something like 10 or 11 to start things off, and that's not at all the way they would have wanted it to happen. Somebody doesn't quite get away into that smoke.
Oh, the aggression down B ramp, or B stairs rather, is where TYLOO found those opening picks. Attackers cracked that one open with a double. ViCi now scrambling to make something happen in this 3-on-4. They're going to turn tail. It's 1:25 still on the clock. Still plenty of opportunities that ViCi can take advantage of if they just slow things down. Try to make their way back through the map. They're going to clear out this stairs area, having expected the CTs to have gained some ground over here. They want to try and clear it out. Try to see if they can isolate a fight with the CT that's getting a little bit over-aggressive. But as MC has highlighted there, Summer is the main man on this B side of the map, and he's quite isolated. Attacker has a whole bunch of utility, but if he's given no time to respond, then maybe he won't be able to drop it. But it does seem like ViCi, bit of an execute focus onto this site here.
Oh, Molly's going to force Summer out of position. He's burning alive inside of it. Was flashed for a moment there. Attacker somehow manages to win that aim duel against Zoking. Looked like Zoking was on point. Now the bomb plant does get faked. Jam Young, a critical kill for him. Puts it back to the 2-on-2, and he's going to cover off now. Danking cops a headshot onto Jam Young. It's down on the 1-on-2. Advent Can you back him here? Yes, you can. He gets the double, and he's so stoked with that. You can see it. You don't see too many clutches from Advent, but he's going to give the mouse a little flick up into the air.
So much impact there from Advent. They turn around a 3-on-4 situation, a round that started at a 2-man deficit, and Advent comes through with an absolutely massive clutch to break TYLOO's money and force them on a force bite. So they're going to fully commit in terms of their economy, and what was a 2-0 start here for TYLOO.
That's great work.
Could potentially be 3-2 for ViCi if they crack this force buy.
Well, easier said than done, Pilski. Flash is going to go on to Orman.
Oh, that's the only M4.
Kaze and Orman combining to deal with Attacker, and in the meanwhile, Jam Young and Zoking will work their way out into mid. That's too easy at the moment for ViCi Gaming. They've gotten into B. Kaze's on 1 HP for now, so he'll want to be a little bit careful with his life. Jam Young, the same. Could still end up being pretty costly here for ViCi, but the round is most definitely going their way.
Look, they really want to hold on to these two players that are quite low on the HP, and you're seeing them already slinking back away towards T-Spawn. Orman's going to be their bodyguard there with the 60 HP. They're going to leave Advent and Soaking feeling pretty comfortable with that smoke down with the Molotov to just close this round out. ViCi being very sensible. Trying to close out this round with as many players surviving. And TYLOO, they're going to have to take the single save. I do like the fact that Dan King, he's got a bit of extra money so that when they take the save the next round, the round following, he will be able to have access to that AWP. But ViCi, that's phenomenal. Massive clutch for Advent. Then they close out the following anti-force with 5 players surviving. If they can survive with 3+ this round and close out the anti-eco, ViCi are cruising.
Orman solid with the Galil, so almost seems like an AK in his hands sometimes. Don't necessarily be too concerned about that weapon. Same for Zoking, although he probably doesn't have as much success as Orman generally tends to. It was a bit more of a slow and reserved round from ViCi this time.
Yeah, I think that's a return to the norm for ViCi, really. You watched their T side earlier against Invictus. It was definitely very slowly paced, good control, and a lot of the time they end these rounds towards this B side of the map with some good executes. They're going for it again. This is a bit of a stack up for TYLOO. They're trying to contest before they actually make it through Secret and Ramp. But let's see how good the utility usage is from ViCi.
Well, they've still got a fair bit in the back pocket, a few smokes to get them onto the bomb site, but the flashes themselves are actually kind of lacking. Only a couple to get into the site with.
There's a lot of CTs here, Jordan.
There is indeed, but the first few frags have gone the way of ViCi Gaming. Advent does get cleaned up by Summer. Double Bink, I think that was with the USP. Did die very quickly.
This is good patience for ViCi. They're not over-committing to the site. They know they don't have to force the issue here. They're just waiting for the CTs to get impatient, to get aggressive.
Oh, well, Dan King's chimed in with one more. It's starting to get a little costly for ViCi. But Jam Young is going to go for the plan. Zoking takes an aggressive challenge, doesn't manage to land a bullet. I don't know how Dan King's still alive, but ViCi certainly are giving him a lot of respect, and that's what they need to be doing. Big round for Kaze, gets 4 kills in it.
Well, 3 alive. I think ViCi's well and truly happy with that. Their economy is looking quite strong now. TYLOO into their first gun round here. You've got the AWP for Dan King. Limited utility. This might pigeonhole TYLOO into a bit more of an aggressive strat, especially over towards that B side of the map. You're not going to have the smokes and the mollies to be able to slow down that execute. So you might want to get aggressive straight off the bat. Does seem like ViCi a bit more of a focus over towards the stairs. Dan King strikes with the AWP very nicely. Already finds Zoking. So what does ViCi do from a man deficit situation? They start to speed things up towards stairs here. Jam Young starts to look for an advantage over towards middle. They're getting active. They're not just sitting back, resting on their laurels.
It is very interesting to see ViCi putting a lot of a premium on the B bomb site. Not something that a lot of teams tend to do. A site generally the one that is prioritized.
Jam Young was fantastic against ViCi earlier, just opening up middle. This time around, he's going to fall back a little. Join up with the rest of his team. He drops a flash as well. Now ViCi They're going to try to turn this round around by going for a bit of an execute attacker. That is bloody cheeky.
Very cheeky indeed. And so in a 5-on-4 as well. You're probably not expecting to see that, ViCi, but...
He's got 15 HP. It's
Hello? Hello, Orman?
Okay, he's got him. Nice.
Oh, he almost gets slowly as well. That would have been so sick if you managed to jump up and get both. Bit of a how you going moment. Sometimes it's hard to see the models. I'll grant him that. 2-on-4 here, though. Jam Young and Advent. They were the two to clutch out earlier. Jam Young is going to be helped out quite significantly by that entry from Advent. Normally, you expect to see it be Jam Young doing this kind of work, but Advent's certainly putting in the frags at the moment. Bombs tossed over. Jam Young creeps forward. Fake in there from Advent. He can't win the 1-on-3.
It's expensive, though. They got a lot of kills there towards the end of that, despite being at quite a deficit before even heading towards that site. TYLOO reinvesting here, but ViCi, plenty of money.
God, it took so long to see him.
The traffic cone, mate. He's got that cone of safety right there.
Cone of shame.
Yeah, little shameful.
Bilski would have spotted that guy.
No chance.
Straight away.
No chance.
Jumped up. 1B. Slowly would have died as well. Again toward the B site.
ViCi nades on the stairs. Not really finding very much. A Molotov invested as well from TYLOO. Very early on, I might add. That's the only molly they have over on that side of the map. Attacker and Summer only one smoke and one flash apiece now. So very little utility to be able to break up and execute should it come out for ViCi over towards that B side.
Zoking's watching for the push down here in A ramp, and eventually I'd say TYLOO are going to get a little inquisitive.
They're just dropping all of their util at B stairs. They just double smoked and flashed it. They only have one flash on this B site now, and they're really just... There hasn't been much over there from ViCi. They're going to start walking towards ramp, though.
Does that look like a boost to you, Pilsky? Jam Young's crouching down. I don't know if this is going to go well.
Oh, the double peek. They're going to double peek past the crate as well as the boost.
They've been spotted. Slowly's done well. Dan King crossing on the other side of the line. The trade does come in. That's good from ViCi, but they'll need to put the accelerator down onto the floor.
Oh, I think they're going to slow things down a bit. Maybe try and execute a little bit more. They've still got a fair bit of utility towards the late round. Somebody... He's going to hide in the smoke here. Here's this execute now.
This can go so wrong for ViCi with only 30 seconds left.
Allman's actually got a bit of ground over here. Summer walking forward. He's going to win that aim duel with a UMP.
It's all going wrong for ViCi, isn't it? You've got to win that aim duel as Allman. Otherwise, now there's just such an onus on Advent and Jam Young to make some magic happen here on A. They've got no idea where Summer is. Advent walks out on the site, tries to trade down. Jam Young can only get one. It's just another one of those rounds where ViCi's trying to get a little bit too tricky for their own good. They won a lot on overpass yesterday, and I don't want to see them fall into the same trap today.
They've let the economy control get away from them after such good work. Massive clutch from Advent and the follow-up. They were up 3-2, but TYLOO pegs 2 gun rounds back in a row. That's going to put ViCi on that soft reset. And if TYLOO can win a very, very clean round here, that they have control back of their economy. That's where you could see them start to get a hell of a lot of value out of this CT side.
And that's dangerous for ViCi. Their better side, their far better side has been their T side. If they don't get work done here, they are in trouble.
Totally agree with you, Jordan. And it's not only just that. It's, I was saying it's the confidence TYLOO's playing with, but maybe a little overconfident up against the Deagles here.
Advent certainly wants to win this map. You can see he's fragging up a storm at the moment. Jam Young, AK in hand, can still make a difference. The door's been opened.
There's 1:10 on the clock. ViCi don't really need to overcommit here. Going to try and get the bomb down, but the Molotov...
That's a really open plan from Warman. He's not going to be punished for it either.
Wow.
That is so easy to defend now for ViCi.
Well, you do have a ton of util. We've got double smoke. We've got a Molotov for secret, potentially. Got a couple of flashes. I'd say TYLOO should still be securing this retake. 2 rifles picked up for ViCi, though.
Yeah, but no armor on either Jam Young or Kaze. That's the sticking point.
I like this. The boost up in that secret smoke could give Kaze a bit of an angle as they try to cross onto the site here. That's a freebie for him, potentially.
Shoot again! He's done it! He's got the kill! Attacker trades down on Dorman. I thought he wasn't going to get anything out of that. Defuse is on right now. Kaze has to be the one to save this, and he is! It's around for ViCi. Unbelievable TYLOO. They don't manage to get it done this time. The bomb's going to go off. Everyone's going to die, but ViCi will be happy with that.
And that is the kind of thing that TYLOO is very rarely punished from. Slowly is just out in the open, taking duels with a bunch of pistoling players on that ramp, and somebody wide swings over towards Sandbags. Tries to clean up this pistol buy. And that gives ViCi the room that they need to and a couple of rifles to be able to win a full eco when TYLOO was just getting control of the game. It shouldn't be allowed to happen, and it's the kind of thing that TYLOO regularly gets away with, but they've been punished hard for it this time. They're completely out of money.
ViCi do speed things up in towards mid. Summer is there. Good trade in the end from Jamyoung. It's always Jamyoung and Zoking that are looking to take control of mid, isn't it, for ViCi? Danking might try to retake that control back, but Jamyoung is too solid, way too switched on. B bomb site cracked open here by ViCi, and Jamyoung just slinks away from mid. Not interested at all. This round looking much better for ViCi. 4 on 2 as the bomb plank goes down, but Attacker retrieves the FAMAS, not for too long.
All on somebody on that flank, and Jamyoung's just 2 on top of it. So proficient at controlling middle against Invictus, and again, he's showing his value here against TYLOO. And they have absolutely been put in the bin, overcommitting against the pistols, and now they try to force to get themselves out of a sticky situation, and ViCi punishes them for it. Up 5 and 4, they break the CT money, and what was the T side that was starting to slip out of their grasp is firmly back in their control. Straight back in the driver's seat, going into an anti-eco here to go up 6 and 4.
Don't rest on your laurels.
Look,
3 players here with the USPs.
I think that's what TYLOO did in their anti-eco before, so ViCi, I think, will be well aware of that. And I think that's a round you go back to if ViCi ends up winning Vertigo here.
Indeed. There's 4 players here for ViCi to deal with. Just the 1 player Attacker right now on B, watching, waiting, poking. It's a bit of a meal of that spray. Advent cops a bink as well. You can see the pieces starting to maybe come together for TYLOO, but Kaze continues to impress in this series. It's been a phenomenal series from him so far. Plus 27 going into Vertigo, so 2 maps. And he was 54 and 27 across those 2 maps. He's been really, really good, and now he continues that. 10 and 5 on Vertigo. And this is the difference, right? This is the kind of ViCi that can beat TYLOO. It's the one where the star players are stepping up in the grand final, in these big matches. These are the guys that go missing more often than not when it really matters. Yeah, they're turning up today. Jamyoung, Kaze, and Orman. And look at the fruits of the labor that are being developed. 6 and 4 ViCi on the T side of Vertigo. Thing is, Pilski, I don't think we can really get too excited just yet. It's only 6-4. You know, that's a good half so far.
We haven't even seen a single round of TYLOO's T side. I think the T sides.
The T sides are the ones that are the worrisome sides. So
for both sides.
Need to get at least 10 here. I think you definitely need double digits if you're ViCi, unless you're probably not going to be happy.
Again, limited utility for TYLOO. No AWP. They've cooked their money in this half. Again, aggression from them over towards the ramp here. Really want to be contesting that. Zoking is going to jump up in towards the scaffolding. Young poking around middle. Orman towards the stairs here with Kaze. ViCi. I love their default on this map. It seemed pretty effective early on against Invictus. Got them across the line. Goes down, but Zoking over towards the scaffolding, pegs one back. That puts just a little bit more pressure on TYLOO. They've got to spread themselves a little more thinly, and Jamyoung, you can see, he's playing a bit of an off angle. He's expecting a push. ViCi Gaming, they're wondering, when is that push coming? But here is where it is. Over towards the ramp, TYLOO's getting a lot of information. They start to move down there. That's prompt the rotation over from slowly. If he can get back towards this B site, that can be a bit of a stack that ViCi might not be expecting, Jordan.
Well, the thing is, Jamyoung and Zoking already starting to make those inroads in on the B bomb site. Mid control, important as well. ViCi is starting to speed things up. Attacker, he's under pressure at the moment, but slowly He's in the perfect spots, and somebody, an attacker, have opened the account. It's all just fallen to bits for ViCi, isn't it?
Oh.
Orman, crisp aim, 34 HP, has to commit to this side. There goes somebody. Don't tell me it's going to happen. Pilski, oh, it was so close. Attacker on 29. He gets it over the line for TYLOO, but that is a costly, costly round.
That's not a round that TYLOO should have had, but ViCi, they just give up that ramp control. They were waiting for the push in middle. They're waiting for the push towards stairs, but they just guessed wrong. No control of the ramp. Somebody gets on a very, very quick flank and allows that rotation through from slowly. And although it's a 5-on-4, all of the CTs are in perfect positions before this B hit even gets started. And
sick.
Orman makes it look like it's a bit of a closer round than it actually was. TYLOO very much getting a lot out of that 4-on-5.
They definitely did. But they're going to have to go down to really not a whole lot of money in the coffers on that CT side. So it's still hanging in the balance. In fact, it's probably still favorable for ViCi, even despite losing that last round.
Danking's chosen not to buy a kit here. So that might be a bit of a factor if this round gets drawn out a little bit more. The man's going to hold on to some extra cash for an AWP later.
TYLOO are inching forward, though. This scoreline 6-5, it doesn't look phenomenal for them, but you've got to consider this map has been heavily T-sided when we've seen ViCi and TYLOO play against each other. So
yeah, and I just want to point out that Attacker is kind of on one at the moment, even though TYLOO's a bit back and forth, which is going to be a very, very difficult thing to deal with if ViCi's heading up against him on the T side.
Yep.
Because he very much is liable to just walk up and start hitting some clean entries.
walk out ramps, free couple of kills.
Mm-hmm. ViCi slow and steady, soaking over towards the scaffolding, holding this angle once again. Ollie clears out sandbags for ViCi. Oh, still a bit of util on Danking. He's got a counter flash smoke that he just threw. He just threw the one way. Oh no, he's throwing that over towards secret side. He's just dropped his last flash, and it's not really done a whole lot. This is the weird thing. I don't feel like TYLOO has a good sense for how to use this util on the CT side effectively.
Oh, ViCi have mollied sandbags again. After pops a flash up, looking for the entries and trying to collect onto Summer, which he does. In the meanwhile, Kaze caught somebody he was holding close with an MP9, I think. One plant still yet to go down, though, for ViCi, but that's great cover from Orman. Again, man, he is having this tournament of his life at the moment. TYLOO can't find a way to deal with it. 7-5. ViCi, one step closer to double digits.
This is actually just... It doesn't really seem like TYLOO is putting a premium on the utility on this CT side, and they're not using it well at all. Like, Danking had a full belt of util, and he got nothing out of his util. He threw that smoke on towards secret side. Both of the flashes didn't create any opportunities for those players on TYLOO with the FAMAS and the MP9 to find some angles, and his molly doesn't slow the execute down at all. TYLOO just... I feel like they absent-mindedly just kind of chuck their utility haphazardly without a whole lot of thought behind it, and it's really not doing them any favors. Because ViCi is just playing this slow, methodical style, all of their utility used with so much purpose, and it's winning them the half.
Is it winning them the half enough, though?
Not sure. I think they really want the 10-5 here. I don't think... It doesn't seem like TYLOO, unless they get that AWP or they get a well-timed push, are really getting much here on the CT side.
Yep. But don't count your chickens before they hatch.
This has been Jamyoung every time, man. Those smokes go down in that execute, he immediately hops up onto the crates looking for a fight.
Probably what you want out of a player like Jamyoung. He's pretty sharp.
5 alive again for ViCi. They're anti-ecos on this map. If you keep losing your anti-ecos on Vertigo, this might be the only time I'm going to say, like, this is an Asian team that's running their anti-ecos right for once.
Yeah.
Not losing to pistols. In Asian CS, I know.
First time for everything. Maybe the first time for ViCi to beat this TYLOO roster. Haven't beaten them with this iteration. But that would certainly be a nice shake-up in the Asian region, particularly heading into Cologne, where we'll see ViCi and TYLOO competing again. It's another storyline to just keep an eye on. And quite frankly, things have been getting, I would argue, a little bit boring in Asia lately. It's the same teams winning the same tournaments over and over again. It really sort of felt like a one-horse race for the last few months. But ViCi, again, just showing us that they can compete. Whether or not they falter, though, that's the main question. Attacker! Well,
This is not how you see T-side Vertigo, man. Like, they have no utility. Their strategy pretty much seems like attacker, go kill. Like, they just try and take aim duels. And yeah, he's hitting every shot, but like, it's just frustrating. Like, they're just trying to take aim duels on the CT side, and it's not a strategy, you know?
Well, it's got to be frustrating for ViCi as well, because that's a round that puts TYLOO up to 6. It denies double digits from ViCi. Best case scenario now a 9-6 half, and I'm not sure that they've actually gotten enough done then on the T side. For all the praise we've been giving them, might need a little bit more. Who's to say, though, that ViCi hasn't had a look back at their Vertigo CT side as well? Can you expect Attacker 4 or 5 rounds in a row to walk through the ramp on T side and get kills? I don't know. All I'm going to say is I hope ViCi's a little bit more prepared for that today. Because if they're not...
Well, usually they're a little bit, like, sketchy individually. At least in some of these earlier competitions today.
Yep.
Pretty solid across the board, so maybe it won't be as much of a problem.
Maybe.
But we'll see. Looking a little better. Nicely timed flashbang. But what are they doing with it? Like, this has been the whole half for TYLOO. They just throw a flash. This time they're walking up behind it. Getting a little bit more aggressive. That's much better. The molly actually flushing a player out. They're trying to punish that push. There's a bit of thought behind it from TYLOO.
Another really slow and reserved round for ViCi, but they're going to walk their way up to the bomb site. And I feel, honestly, a bit more confident about the A takes than the B takes so far. Molly into sandbags and slowly is caught out in the open again. Somebody run over by Zoking and scaffolding.
This is exactly how ViCi was absolutely owning Invictus earlier. And TYLOO, they should be relatively well aware of that. They should be well aware of that as well. ViCi's not doing anything they weren't doing earlier.
Oh, Orman jumping up on top of the boxes, gets a 1-for-1, and that's good enough for ViCi. Jamyoung trying to wrap behind, will be dealt with by Attacker, who is the danger man at the moment for TYLOO. So this one's not out of the realms of possibility. Kaze does manage to hit a sit-up, but Zoking falls to Attacker, and, well, Kaze's going to finish it off. 9-6 at the end of the half for ViCi Gaming. The really big question going into the second is it enough?
on and keep it poppin' for me. We from the side, where it's poppin', homie. Money over women, that's what the game told me. You don't know my name, oh, but your lady know me. I got a number of numbers turn into selfies, and selfies turn into why you with them, this isn't healthy. I'm a legend around these parts, my name, oh, it precedes me. And I'm coming for your money and mine because I'm greedy, yeah. All I really want is to blow. I've been grinding, trying to give you the real. I remember back when we was broke. So trust me, man, I know how it feels. I pinch myself after every show. This whole thing is really serious. And I love y'all, y'all love me, but I'm still rapping this city. And I'm acting up on this TV, but I do it for y'all, so pray for me. I ain't perfect, I ain't perfect, imperfect.
9-6 the scoreline, and ViCi, well, maybe this is their chance. We've spoken about it time and time and time again, and it's always TYLOO that gets the win over ViCi, at least since this iteration of the roster has come together. But there has never been a better chance than now for ViCi. Maybe they can get over the line today, Pilski. It's been a long time, all the way since March, since ViCi beat TYLOO, but maybe today's the day.
Take advantage while the weather's good. TYLOO walking up the ramp here. 2 belts to the utility, just taking their time, clearing all those additional angles. Making sure they haven't missed a CT, hiding in a sneaky position. Now getting ready for this execute.
Good start for TYLOO. T-side. Have to be a little bit worried for ViCi if this goes over to TYLOO on the pistol, but Advent's lining up the smoke. I think there was another one thrown in there. No, maybe just one. ViCi do have a lot of utility for this retake, but they don't have a defuse kit. They have to move quickly. Slowly's fully flashed. So far, no kills for ViCi. Kaze does get the first, but it's at the cost of 3. And I'm going to say, I don't think he can get too many more. Attackers just being a little goblin there next to the bomb saying, come and try and defuse. But he can't because he's dead.
Oh, man.
Hello, Kaze. You want to defuse the bomb? See my knife.
That's literally what he looks like, just crouching there next to the bomb.
I'm dead. You've really done it to me this time, Jordan.
Well, ViCi are going to instantly call the tactical timeout, which is probably not a bad idea right now. They have a lot of thinking to do. It looks like they're going to force buy into this round, but this is a bit of a slippery slope, you know. If ViCi don't knock it on the head right now, TYLOO just starts to run away with the T side, and we've seen where that can go, and that ends up on map number 5.
I would agree with that, but there's just, I don't know. There's like that extra little bit of fight in ViCi tonight. Even on Inferno, it looked like TYLOO had full control of the game. We were getting into towards the double digits. But ViCi just had enough fight in them to push it to OT and get it done. Maybe it's going to be the same story here on Vertigo. Maybe not. If you were going to look at the stats, you would look at these last 2 maps for ViCi Gaming to close it out. The win rates on Inferno, the win rates as on Overpass, and you would say TYLOO should probably lock this series down. But let's see if ViCi can prove us wrong. If they have the resilience to be able to make it happen here, or maybe even later down the line.
The Eagles, man. The Eagles. A lot of them in the hands of ViCi Gaming at the moment, and you know they can be pretty good with them. Soaking also playing close range angles. He loves to do that with a 5-7. Wouldn't even be surprised to see him push up to that smoke. Finally, we're going to wait out a lot of the utility, but to be honest, ViCi still have a fair bit in their back pocket. Another smoke available for Kaze. He's going to drop that one down again for Zoking to just sort of play around a little bit. Who knows what Zoking can do if he does get the timing right. He likes to push into scaffolding and come out behind. There's a hole in the smoke. That's huge for Zoking. And this is certainly a strategy that ViCi have had prepared. You could see it coming.
Yep.
They're running into the site. TYLOO. Zoking is an absolute menace with the 5-7. He gets 2, but the trades are in there from TYLOO as well. And 30 seconds left. They do get the bomb down. Going gets tough for ViCi Gaming.
Smoke on the bomb. Trying to find some angles with these pistols and armor. Smoke actually out from TYLOO. Dan King, the main man, up near the sandbag here as Summers punishing the push up on top of the site from Advent.
It's going to be a tough one now for ViCi. They've got no smokes to defuse the bomb in. They don't have a defuse kit. Jamyoung and Orman really just hoping for a couple of nice shots. But look, this is probably the better option to just give it up and back away. But I like the intent from ViCi. You really could see what they were trying to do there.
Well, they hold on to all of those rifles there, TYLOO. I did love that pre-plant smoke up towards secret side. Totally agree with you. Could see it coming. Thrown perfectly to give Zoking access to that one-way. Little bit of a backdoor. But TYLOO, they still get it done. And now staring down this anti-eco. Still 2 pairs of Deagle armor that could provide a little bit of a threat to TYLOO. Yeah, and it's just patience from TYLOO. Taking their time, moving through the map in pairs. Utilizing a little bit of utility here and there to try to avoid some risk. Smoke from Dan King. That many pistoling players around, that's very ballsy.
There's still another one. And I don't think that they know Advent is here. He can't get too much done. Oh, it was Orman, rather. And he has an AK now, but oh dear, what's going on here?
Yeah, 3 AKs taken over once again for TYLOO.
9 apiece. First gun round to come for ViCi. Big round.
Absolutely. This is their weaker of the 2 sides, at least the last couple of times they played Vertigo. Even earlier today against Invictus.
Stats don't lie.
They had a real rough time. See if they can make it happen here. Eyes on TYLOO. Attacker in particular is having a fantastic game, and this man shreds on the T side of Vertigo.
Does indeed.
Over there towards the ramp, you can see him. He's sizing it up.
Just waiting for that flash from Dan King. It's a situation we've seen all too often. Might not even need it. He's got a flash of his own. Counteracting incendiary thrown in from ViCi, which will just force TYLOO away a little bit. Leaving some of that pressure.
Yeah, I think they're waiting for some aggression from ViCi, expecting a flash or something of that nature. Kaze on the line, gets pushed off by the flash. He's going to re-aggress. Actually janking to bust open this ramp side. Picks up Zoking, attacker. This is his favorite. Creeping through secret. You can already see he's rearing to go.
Orman's keeping an eye on it. Jamyoung commits to the peak and he wins the duel. Has to be careful here because Dan King's still hanging around. Jamyoung just pops his head up one too many times, maybe expecting a hand from Orman.
You can see the difference between ViCi and TYLOO. ViCi just sits around the ramp. They line up their perfectly planned execute. TYLOO, the complete opposite. Walking in, taking the aim tools with the sight. When it's go time, it's really go time. All 4 of them sizing up Orman. They're just going to 1B him straight over the top of the smoke. There's no nuance here for TYLOO. It's just raw firepower.
Way too obvious for Orman to be standing in that position. He was seen there earlier in the round. You can't really expect to get away with too much if you're going to be playing from the exact same position all round long. Kaze and Advent will desperately try to hold on to the weaponry that they've got.
There's such a contrast between ViCi and TYLOO, and that's just evident in the way that they take that A site. For ViCi, it's just every little piece has to be in a perfect position. You know, all the smokes, the Molotovs, the layers of flashes. For TYLOO, it's just Dan King and attacker just walking in, tapping a few heads at their own leisure. And they get it done again. And that's the scary thing for ViCi. How do you counter-strat brilliance? You can't. You just got to be better individually. And as we get deeper into this series,
This is the tipping point, isn't
you're
it?
taking a little bit of a pummeling on the CT side. You got to try and get your focus up. But you've already played, 4+ maps of CS, plus practice before that, plus warming up, staying warm between games.
Yep. It's map 5 of the day for ViCi. They've been playing since 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Depending on what time zone you're in. They've lost the opening frag in this round now. It is admittedly just pistols for ViCi outside of the 2 weapons that were saved through Kaze and Advent. Need to kind of be the heroes here for ViCi, but no one's even on the B side at the moment, and TYLOO are sort of just waltzing their way into that part of the map. Advent comes rotating across, but with a FAMAS, what's he really going to do here? Does get his smoke down. Actually jumps up on top of the box. Somebody ready for it.
If that's anything but a FAMAS, he'd probably get somebody there. The good old 80-4 life.
Well, sadly, it was a FAMAS.
Oh,
Hang on. Where's Jamyoung? He's gotten behind them up the stairs, but more. Yes, please. There we go. ViCi have a chance now. Orman, 5-7 in hand, but he's been spotted by Slowly. I don't even know what he's watching mid for. Jamyoung, with all the brilliance, 3 kills. You get excited. Doesn't matter. Scoreline's 11-9, favoring TYLOO.
forget about ViCi getting a little sleepy. I feel like I was getting a little sleepy there. I was like, yeah, this round's over. I wonder what they're going to do next round. But Jamyoung, look at that. Just lining them all up. Isolating those targets at the perfect times. TYLOO taking the lead now. Slowly's not going to buy any util, which probably indicates that he's just looking to W somewhere. And indeed he is. Straight through that Molotov, straight up mid. He's just running it all, but he gets the 1B as well.
Well, you can see where this one's going, can't you, Pilski? When TYLOO gets into this kind of a mood, someone on ViCi needs to step up,
And maybe it's Kaze, but they do lose Advent over on the B bomb site. So again, it's a nice couple of shots, but it's similar to what Jamyoung did last round. It gets ViCi back into the round, but it certainly doesn't win it for them, and they need more.
It's so early in the round, but they have so much utility here. But somebody on the site is going to get flashed in. Is he going to push? When does he pick his timing, Jordan?
He's holding close for the moment. Kaze milling around, making a lot of noise. Zoking has to clear the close angle. He's helped out by Jamyoung. There is a smoke for ViCi, so that molly's not going to be too concerning. The smokes go flying in, and someone has to tap the bomb. It's Jamyoung. He loses his life. Kaze does get one. More 4 kills for him, but can they get on the bomb in time?
Oh,
They've lost
they can't
it.
find the bomb.
No.
Kaze, he's dug so deep. He's killed almost the entire enemy team. And they can't find the bomb in the smoke, Jordan. Oh, what a way to lose it.
TYLOO is absolutely cheering at the moment because that is a tilter of a round. A tilter of a couple of rounds, really, for ViCi. Jamyoung feels like he's done so much work with the Deagle, but gets no reward for it. Now the exact same thing for Kaze. The individuals stepping up for ViCi, but they aren't getting anything on the scoreboard.
What more can Kaze do there, man?
9-12. Well, he could have defused the bomb.
No, that was Zoki.
I know.
Zoki was meant to be looking around for that one.
Jamyoung knew where the bomb was. He was on it. Attacker cleaned him up in the smoke pretty quick smart, though. Attack pause. So, TYLOO's got plenty of money. And making a comeback on the CT side. How many times have we talked about that? AWP for Kaze, FAMAS for Orman and Advent. Not a great buy on the CT side.
All right. ViCi's had some good resilience today, both against Invictus and TYLOO.
Sure.
Let's see it again. They're going to need it. Grand Final's far from done just yet.
Oh, that's a nice angle. Love to see that one with the AWP. But don't really love to see that.
He's just finding the peaks time and time again, Kaze, but where's the rest of ViCi? Yeah, Jamyoung, he's having some good rounds here. But it feels like up against TYLOO at the moment, the majority of ViCi is a bit of a liability. This is a very...
Oh, he can't do that with a FAMAS.
So confident with the FAMAS. He gets a 96-4. Now Orman's playing another cheeky angle with the FAMAS, trying to take a long-range aim duel. It's just... It's not working, boys.
Oh, he's going to flash himself out onto the side. At least got a bit of room to work with. But slowly is close by. And Orman under a lot of pressure right now. He's bought time for the rotation to come in from Jamyoung at least. But slowly he's got no fear. That's dangerous territory for ViCi to be in. A double kill for slowly. 13 here for TYLOO. No questions about that one at all. And the money is shocking for ViCi now as well. They can't get a full proper buy through here, so they do have some thinking to do.
It's happening again, Jordan.
It is. CT side of Vertigo.
It's the same problem, you know? Just TYLOO running in, taking the aim duels, and ViCi, pound for pound, individually, are just not keeping up right now. Parze, he's finding the openings. He's getting the multi-frag rounds, but where is the rest of ViCi at? Because TYLOO's not slowing down whatsoever. They're setting the pace, they're getting the trades, they're finding the entries.
Miracle round? Question mark? They need a miracle round. Zoking's got themselves an opening. Is it the same smoke from ViCi?
Maybe.
I think it's different. I think there's no hole in that smoke.
I think it's TYLOO that throws that smoke, actually, off the start of the round.
Yeah, this is TYLOO's smoke. This one right now. Kaze's got another one. Hang on. Hold your horses. It's not over yet for ViCi Gaming. TYLOO have a lot of work to do to get through this round. Flash up there for Kaze as well, and Zoking is going to give up control of scaffolding, but Molly starts to creep back. Molly's going to force him away. TYLOO starting to gain some map control. Zoking will fall. He's done a bit of damage to slowly, and Orman chimes in with one. Kaze and Orman lined up on the angle. There's another one. Advent grabs one this time, and it's Summer, the last remainder. He needs a 1-on-3. Kaze dancing around, gets the critical kill for ViCi, and that's a huge round to keep them in Vertigo.
That's a very big boon to the economy for ViCi Gaming. But at the same time, TYLOO's got plenty of money. They're going to continue buying forward, and ViCi, they have to win these gun rounds, man.
That's a
they
great
can't
shot
rely.
from
They
Kaze.
can't rely on that.
No.
They cannot rely on that.
Definitely not. But it at least gives them the chance to try again.
It gives them 2 AKs. That's a little better than a FAMAS, man.
AKs are definitely pretty useful in Orman and Jamyoung's hands in particular. I think the weak link over here on the A bomb site has been Zoking. He's been picked way too many times going into scaffolding, trying to float back across ramp, back up into the A bomb site.
Yeah, at the same time, though, when you start second-guessing yourself, you start playing a little bit too passive.
Sure, true.
TYLOO will take even more advantage. So I like that he's sticking to his guns here.
Kaze definitely posted on the line as well. Zoking should get the info that at least someone's crossing before he has to take the Angel. Kaze has to fall back just away a little bit, but the molly delays. Kaze ballsy enough to take another peek, but really backing away. Tense times here for both of these players, but Kaze opens it up. Now it's on to Zoking to ensure he doesn't fall, and this time he manages to find impact. Not enough though, slowly a double. And it's 3-on-3 again.
Yeah, the bomb's on the floor for the time being. Gonna go be retrieved by TYLOO with 45 seconds on the clock. They're actually gonna commit up towards this A side of the map. One through scaffolding. Someone's gonna get that smoke out towards the site. Jamyoung here for the time being. Only now do the rotations start to come in for Orman and Advent. There's no noise here for ViCi. They're kind of second-guessing themselves. Advent's heading back towards B. He's not 100% sure. Now the Molotov in and the bomb plant going down uncontested for ViCi. There's not a whole lot they can do about it. And TYLOO trying to get safely off the site, but Orman's going to try and punish.
It's huge. This is a huge aim duel for Orman and Jamyoung. They need these frags. They've got no utility. And they get slowly into a 1-on-2. He's on 5 HP. There's a smoke down at the moment. Someone has to tap the bomb. They've got to force the peak from slowly. They can't leave this too late.
He's just not going to peak. He's on 5 HP. He needs to try and take a bit of a risk. Orman finishes him off. Starting to get dicey there for ViCi.
It was.
But they
So critical.
They close out that 3-on-3. They get it done. Talk about balls from Kaze. He cops the 50 HP worth of damage. Goes for that repeat. Zoking sticking to his guns near scaffolding. End of the day, though, very scary situation. Slowly getting those 2 trades back. The way TYLOO's been playing on these AKs, you're one more headshot away from dropping that round.
Yep, exactly.
It's so tense. It's so dicey between these two teams. TYLOO, it's attack timeout. They know they're starting to run out of money here, and that's when they start to lose control.
Yeah, ViCi's definitely not out of the woods just yet, though.
And Kaze back on the AWP. Honestly, wouldn't mind seeing him head over towards the B side or mix things up. Maybe try and go for a pick towards middle.
TYLOO has been putting a lot of presence over to A early in the round, though. When was the last time they went B? It was a few rounds ago now. The one where Advent might have been standing on top of the boxes is the one that sticks out in my memory. So, see if TYLOO throws a bit of a change up here. Looks like a little bit more presence in the direction of B. So, as you say, it might not be a bad time for Kaze to just float across to mid, float across to B. He's still sitting at A.
ViCi not changing too much up. TYLOO, not a whole lot of grenades actually this time around. I'm going to drop the flash. Trying to take a bit of a shot.
Oh, that's an aggressive angel for Orma to take, but he's a Sharpie and he's dealt with Attacker. That's actually the danger man out of the picture now. ViCi will start to feel a little bit more comfortable. It's 4 on 5. Attacker's not on the field anymore. Utility goes down to slow TYLOO as well.
3 players here for ViCi. Jamyoung's still got a Molotov. They're going to fight their way out of this. A perfect Molotov actually flushing both of the T's out of position. The spam comes through. That's a masterstroke from ViCi Gaming. Allman as well as Advent in a bit of a tough situation. But over on the other side of the map, it's actually Kaze who's a bit of a liability. He goes down to Danking, Zoking, scrambling to try to get into position, hiding in a smoke. Waiting for this bomb plant, but he's lost the aim tool to slowly. They're losing control of this round that should have been theirs from the start, Jordan. Orman down as well.
You really can't be letting that one happen. Jamyoung and Advent again have a clutch situation ahead of them. Advent's making his way up from ramp. Danking watching. This should be a routine kill for him. And Jamyoung has no option but to try and save now. That was ViCi's round, but the over-rotation and Kaze dropping so quickly on the A bomb site. TYLOO running in there. Zoking tries to force the issue as well. What if he just hides in the smoke?
So many what-ifs, but ViCi, they're trying to trust their gut. End of the day, though, TYLOO comes in with the punish. It was a good start to the round for ViCi, but actually Kaze, little bit of an overcommitment there. Gets punished for it by Danking, and now the economy for ViCi. It looks a bit scuffed. They can definitely put a buy together here. Zoking might have to go down to a Famis. Kaze could be dropped and all. These rounds so dicey for ViCi Gaming. Some very, very weird situations. And the man who's really starting to warm up for TYLOO actually is slowly on this AK. Dragging them through a lot of messy mid-rounds.
Powerful player. Slowly, definitely one of the rising talents from China. Talk about Jamyoung, Danking, and Slowly. Those are the 3 young guns. Jamyoung's just copped a fair chunk of damage. 14 up for TYLOO. ViCi just can't afford to lose this round, not only because it puts TYLOO onto map point, but it breaks their economy too.
More passive setup on this A side of the map for ViCi. Kaze's just AWPing from all the way back. There's no contest on ramp here. They're holding utility for the late round. Smoke goes out for Zoking. He's going to drop his molly as well at 1 minute. The push through mid. Is Advent all the way through mid right now? I think Advent's pushing into mid. Oh, he gets punished for it. Summer still at the top of ladder. ViCi trying to make plays. Jamyoung flash out, trying to send Allman in. Has to hide now. Knows that Summer's coming around on that angle.
1 down, 4 to go for TYLOO. Allman's playing a close off angle right now with a FAMAS, but Does he win this aim duel with a weapon like this? Surely not. He does. He gets away for now. The flash comes through. He's going to re-peek the angle. He gets forward. This is aggressive, but they need to take a risk, ViCi. They need to do something special, and that's exactly it. Orman, he's got one, but slowly got the other. It was essentially a 2-for-1, and that's good enough as far as ViCi is concerned. 8 seconds. Slowly can't win the round from here. He won't get the bomb plant down. He's given it up, and ViCi, it's yet another lifeline on the CT side of Vertigo.
So ballsy, Jordan. With a FAMAS, he throws the smoke on the stairs to try and force them to push through it, even though he could have been traded very, very easily if they had just picked up the pace a little bit, being a little more snappy on the trades. But let's be real, like, if he concedes ground there, if he falls back to the site, drops that normal smoke, I don't know if he necessarily gets ViCi through that round. Maybe TYLOO just gets up onto the site, starts taking some of those more favorable fights. So it's ballsy, but it's real effective for Orman. And now, TYLOO, they have to take a single save. And ViCi, good rifle distribution across all of them, but not a whole lot of money left over. Lots of deagles. There's an AK here for TYLOO. Not only is this dangerous in terms of just securing the round, but also just damage here for TYLOO, who would be fantastic up at 14 rounds.
Jamyang's throwing a couple of flashes into mid, at least showing that there is some presence from ViCi there. Orman, another critical frag for him. The man stepping up in the late round now. 12-14. ViCi have the one-player advantage in round 27. Make that a couple, but not for too long. Slowly does get Advent. It's all looking good. Summer walking through mid. It's all on Orman. He's been stellar so far. Attacker low HP. Does fall. Deagle in hand for somebody, but it's Summer that rolls around the corner. Finishes Orman off. Molly to deny the bomb plant. 45 seconds here. Kaze. This is a tough angle for him to clear, but the Molly is very good. And Kaze, that's just routine. Easy peasy. Somebody has to clutch now with the Deagle. 1-on-2.
Puts that bomb down. ViCi trying to regroup. Somebody actually just going to play behind the double stack, try to peek out and get some headshots.
He's been spotted now, and it has to be the end for him. Kaze gets it done. P2000. Wouldn't have backed him there, but hey, he gets it.
3 guns taken off ViCi's hands, though, at this point in the game is pretty devastating. TYLOO, they get that bomb plant down. That gives Danking just enough for AK and armor, as well as a couple of extra grenades on some of the TYLOO players. And at 14-13, ViCi, they reduce their loss bonus by 1. They drop a hell of a lot of guns, which keeps the money low. Keeps them in that dangerous territory where they could be reset at any point in time, Jordan. So tense. TYLOO, this map victory is so close. They just need to take one of these gun rounds. The money's pretty cooked for ViCi.
Might be easier said than done right now against ViCi, who seem to be in their best form in a long while.
And Kaze, Orman, and Jamyang looking scary today. Very fearsome trio to be dealing with.
The 3 Musketeers. Orman in particular. If ViCi wins, I think he's my MVP for the tournament. Admittedly, you'd probably give Kaze MVP of this game.
Aggression down ramp. Zoking out on an island here. Picked up somewhat by Kaze. TYLOO, they're going to concede that ramp control, starting to make moves towards middle. The passive setup for Jamyang, he's just shouldering. He's just trying to spot. There's the boost on top of the box. Needs to not get caught off here. Doesn't take a single point of damage, and he spotted that one out. Counter flash in from Orman. Just going to get Molotov'd off this double stack position. I think he's thrown a bit of a one-way there. He has indeed.
See what Orman's going to decide to do.
TYLOO's deep in middle. This really complicates things. This isn't something they've done versus ViCi before. They need to hold their cool here.
It's a nice setup, though, right now for ViCi. Kaze and Zoking just watching the angle. There's so much info into the ramp.
There is no util for TYLOO in this late round. 2 smokes and a flash. This is just going to have to be El Clasico for TYLOO, rolling up onto the site and taking aim duels with Orman and Advent. Jamyoung's rotating over. He's got a smoke he can drop, Jordan.
Advent goes down early. Orman has to try and salvage here. He's done some good damage to Slowly an attacker, but it's kills that ViCi need. Smokes are there. They're all looking in the wrong direction. Zoking's come from behind. ViCi Gaming, it's a masterclass in trying to defend the B bomb site. 15 seconds left. TYLOO's not going to get there in time. Not a chance for Danking. Jamyoung and Orman, they hold strong. 2 kills apiece, and we're back to 14-14.
TYLOO, they've blown all of their util there in the mid-round. Trying to contest middle, trying to contest ramp.
Are they out of ideas?
I don't know. I don't mind the approach there for TYLOO. I think somebody's misbought, surely. He's got MP7 and armor at 14-14. There's no way you buy that. There's no way you buy that.
I don't know, man. It's TYLOO. Expect the unexpected, Pilski. You should understand that by now. Either it's a misbuy, either it's not. Looks like TYLOO are going to buy behind it.
ViCi's really held their nerve there that round, though. A lot of pressure on middle. And they just trust those site holds. And TYLOO on that T side. A lot of typing in the chat. There's no way somebody wants MP7 and armor.
They want to reset the round, don't they? They want to say, misbuy, restart the round.
They're going with it. He's going to use an MP7 armor.
I don't think they can. So.
At 14-14 in a grand final.
You know what, Pilski? It might just work.
No, it won't.
That's the devastation. If ViCi loses to this.
No, it won't. No way.
You know how we were talking on the analyst desk and I was saying, we're going to be at 14 rounds for ViCi on the final map and you're still going to be saying TYLOO will win. You change your tune pretty quickly. Up we go. It's the good old ramp take. Zoking can only get one.
Kaze safely back on the site, though. It's only a 1-for-1, but that's going to concede an AK, actually, to TYLOO's control. And somebody instantly ditches that MP7. He's going to go here, Danking. Have a go with this. And Danking's like, nah, man, I'm cool. I got a deagle. I'm all right with that. I'm not going to use this piece of garbage. Somebody going to try to find an opening with this only AK, but the aggression for ViCi, the flash ready for Kaze. He doesn't use it, though. It's a dry push, and it's a 2-man. For ViCi Gaming, they trade one back, though.
Now slowly looking for a trade. He's gone for the MP7 over the MAC-10. Not that it makes too much of a difference, I dare say. Seems like TYLOO are a little bit confused as to what they need to be doing right now. They're picking all the utility up as much as they possibly can. There's plenty of mollies because they bought a bunch. And they're throwing them all in, but ViCi has some counter utility. Smoke goes down. They can't push up from ramp. Gonna have to go scaffolding side.
And ViCi are just chilling, man. They know they don't have to force anything. Man advantage, weaponry advantage. Oh, Kaze.
No way.
He's given that one away.
No way. Not in a round like this. Advent has to clutch 1-on-2.
He's
done it before.
The MP7's done it.
I can't believe it. TYLOO have won the round with that buy on 14-14. And we go into 15-14. ViCi have a terrible economy.
With the MP7. It wasn't a misbuy.
You cannot tell me that just happened. Summer with the AK. He gets Kaze. And Jamyoung has no option but to try and swing. He can't hide.
They're just peeking one at a time, Jordan. They haven't waited for the plant. They haven't peeked together. They've peeked one at a time into Summer.
What have I said about ViCi Gaming? In the high-pressure moments against TYLOO, they just crumble. And there's another example of it. 11th hour. You really thought it wasn't going to happen. You thought ViCi was over the line. It was there on a silver platter. But they found a way to lose the round, and now they have to fight for OT again.
What are they putting together here? TYLOO, couple of Galils, M4, 2 AKs. Utility still not great, but ViCi definitely worse for wear. Only one M4. Eagles, Famas.
It can work. I'm hopeful. I'm still hopeful.
TYLOO really pumping the brakes here. They're well aware of the situation they're in. They know ViCi's money's cooked.
She at least has a lot of util. No warp. Kaze with the FAMAS here. Peeking the same angle.
Look how scuffed his FAMAS looks as well. It's all beat up.
That's the sign of a player that doesn't use the FAMAS very often.
Oh,
Ooh, that's a bit of info though.
absolutely.
Don't want to see Zoking even more eager than he is right now. He's continuing to spot and decides he just might as well back away. Give that angle up to TYLOO.
A lot of time burnt for TYLOO here. They've
ViCi.
dropped some smokes.
Still holding on to a lot of utility on the CT side.
Yep.
So they can delay TYLOO.
They're definitely taking their time here, TYLOO, running the clock down. But like you said, ViCi, they're holding their grenades. Oh, such a ballsy peek for Zoking. He actually wins that first engagement. TYLOO under a little bit more pressure now. Attacker, he's looking for that trade, moving up through Secret.
That's unbelievable that he can walk out like that and get a free kill onto Orman. Zoking needs to throw these flashes for his teammates. Kaze can't hit the shots. This might be TYLOO. 16-14 on the map. They've got a 3-on-4 Pilski, but 20 seconds to plant the bomb. The molly! It's been put out by the smoke. And ViCi surely don't win it from here. Dan King, he's put the nail in the coffin. This will be a triple kill for him. TYLOO, 16-14 on Vertigo, and ViCi have bungled it when they could have won the series.